Hello, friends, and welcome back to the shop. Today is Sunday, July 13th, and it's a pretty nice day here in southeastern Pennsylvania. Sunny, a little cloudy, overcast at times. We're supposed to get some rain, but it hasn't. Supposed to get rain yesterday, and it never happened. So, fingers crossed, because we've had lots and lots of rain. It'd be nice to just have a sunny day outside today. Did some gardening this morning. If I look a little soggy, I brought in another batch of greens and spent about an hour washing them and splashing water on myself. So, but they're all cleaned and salad spun and bagged up and in the fridge now. So I got about a pound of arugula and I'd say about a pound and a half of just mixed greens. But you didn't tune in for that, did you? No, you tuned in for the tobacco of the month, chosen by you, the Friday night live stream viewers. I'll never get tired of saying that. So if you're not familiar with this, every month, except for this past month, and I'll explain, every month, first day of the month, first Friday of the month, we pick a tobacco from a set of three. The audience votes on it during the Friday night live stream. And then I smoke that at least once a day. Try to do it at least once a day during the month. And then at some point towards the end of the month, I'll give an impressions of that tobacco. The tobacco of the month was actually what I'm going to be smoking today, and that is Gawith and Hoggarth's Black Irish Twist. Now, the reason it's so late in July is that between my vacation and I got sick last week, and all is well, by the way, uh, I just didn't think I'd have enough time to fit another tobacco of the month in for July. So this is the tobacco of the month for June/July. And on August 1st, we shall pick another. However, what we are smoking today is indeed going to be a Black Irish Twist. If you're not familiar with it, it's really a beautiful product. This was much larger when I started, and I do enjoy this stuff. I've had it before, although it's been at least 4 or 5 years since I've had it. So you're getting a somewhat fresh impression. It's got a wonderful leathery is the only word I can think of, bag note to it, or twist note. So this is a twisted rope. It's made by Gawith and Hoggarth, and let me quickly just read to you what they say about it, because I can't keep this stuff in my head. I did do some research on it this morning, and it is Burley, Virginia, with some sort of sweetness mixed in, maybe maple, maybe sugar. Not a lot of it, but that's sort of added in for, I think, for processing more than anything. So all Gawith and Hoggarth twist tobacco varieties are manufactured by the same spinning process using dark-fired wrapper leaves. The filler for Black Irish is predominantly dark-fired leaf with the addition of a small percentage of dark air-cured Indian leaf. That's your Virginia versus Burley, I think. They're therefore strong tobaccos. Black Twist, because of the cooking process, removes some of the stronger tar and nicotine elements, providing a mellower smoke than the brown twist. So this is the Black Twist, so this is the mellow one. And as you saw, it is a rope, and if you're going to be able to see much structure to that, but maybe a little bit. So it's spun, and you can just basically cut this into thin coins, and it rubs out very easily. I'm able to smoke it right off the rope, but it does benefit from a bit of drying time for sure, just for ease of smoking. I don't notice any difference in terms of the flavor or tongue bite or anything like that. It's just easier to keep it lit when it's dried out. So I have some here in a jar that I cut up a few days ago, and I basically what I've been doing is I'll cut it up, I'll rub it out, and well, you can see it does rub out to a nice, if you cut it thin enough, almost shag cut. And yeah, I just cut it with a razor blade, by the way. I'll leave the lid on, but not screwed down for 24 hours, and then I'll screw it on, and it's fine. So that's what we're going to be smoking right now. And we're going to be smoking this in my Savinelli. I can never remember the number on this. It's a Prince. Oh, I should look it up. I think it's a 515 or 513. Would you believe a 315? I got it on the title card. I'll put it in the description. It's a Prince, and it is a twin bore. I highly doubt you're gonna be able to catch them. Yeah, there you go. It is a twin bore, and that's why I don't smoke it very often because they're a pain in the neck to clean. I know I can get thinner pipe cleaners and all that, but I'm a simple-minded guy. So we shall get the Black Irish Twist into the bowl. And I don't really have any packing tips or anything like that for you. This is not, in my hands, any different than any other rope tobacco that I'd cut out, dry a little bit, and put in the pipe. Smokes exactly the same. So let's get this lit, and we can talk a bit about the blend. Now, I've heard people give opinions of this that include burning oil, burning tires, various things that are burning. Not many people say burning tobacco. My friend Carrie referred to it, I believe it was Carrie on Friday Night Live Stream, said that she thought it tasted like burned pork chop fat. And I think that might be the closest but I don't think it's exactly accurate. The thing is, this is something you've got to try to understand. No, you've got to try it in order to understand it. There we go. It's very hard to communicate what this tastes like because it's not like any other tobacco that I've had. You're not playing nice with me. Of course, the time I'm going to record smoking is when it won't work, right? Hey, Big Dave, copious amounts of thick white smoke for you. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't taste like a Virginia tobacco. It doesn't taste like a Burley. Um, I'm going to talk about the subtleties before I get into the obvious stuff. It's got a sweetness to it. It's definitely got a sweetness to it. There's also some nuttiness at the base of it. And then there's the thing that everybody keys in on, which is this charred, almost charcoal-like flavor. Now, by charcoal-like, I mean, obviously I don't eat a lot of charcoal. I should say char-grilled flavor, but I want to be really careful. I don't get any meat flavor out of this. It doesn't taste like steak. It doesn't taste like pork, anything like that. It's just the flavor that you get on the surface of a well-charred steak. That very surface layer, if it wasn't salted. That's what really hits you in the face when you smoke this. It's that charring flavor. But there is beneath that this sweetness and this nuttiness that I really like. And for me at least, the retrohale doesn't really change things very much. And there's a little bit of a wasabi sensation on the retrohale, not like a heavy breed blend or anything, but just a little bit of maybe irritation. which means most folks probably don't want to retrohale this. Yeah, I wouldn't do it routinely, but just that sometimes you pick up different flavors when you do that, and it's worth trying. So I'm thoroughly enjoying this, and I would likely, and it's not an easy to obtain tobacco, but I would probably, if I like saw it at a pipe show or something, I'd probably pick it up. I don't need to have pounds of it, but it's a nice occasional treat. And as a rope, it'll store really well. I should have said this was from, when did I get this? This was from 2020. It was sent to me in January 2021. It was packaged April 2020. And unfortunately, I do not remember who sent this to me, but some kind YouTube soul sent me a couple of packs of this. And several other things too. So it was very kind of them. Yeah, it's delicious. Now, folks do say that it's got a very high nicotine hit. I don't get nicotine at all, so for me it's just flavorful. But beware of that. I mean, I'm smoking it on an empty stomach right now, and I'm not like feeling like I'm gonna fall over, turn green or anything. I didn't even bring coffee with me this morning. My goodness. I was busy in the garden. The garden is doing well. Greens are doing fantastic. I believe we lost our cucumbers. Not sure what happened to them. I got a theory that I'll tell you about. I want to get through the rest of the garden. Squash seemed to be, yellow squash seemed to be doing really well, although they haven't yet produced the yellow squash, so we'll have to see what happens there. Tomatoes, fantastic. We lost a couple of plants when we were on vacation just because it was really hot, and that's unfortunate. One is pretty much dead. It's got a few tomatoes on it that are going to ripen, and it's the Roma tomatoes, so that's good. At least it produced, but it doesn't have any leaves left. And one of the cherry tomatoes is just, it's been hurt. It's not dead, and it'll probably still produce tomatoes, but it's not going to be as abundant as it would have been otherwise. The other two plants doing great. The pepper plants, the darn rabbits decimated them, and I'm so mad about that because I really like the peppers. So my rabbit proofing worked really well around the arugula. So next year I'm going to put rabbit proofing around the tomato and pepper bed, and we'll see what happens there. Now the cucumbers are interesting. I don't know if I told this story or not, but my lawn guy, who is wonderful, we've had the same lawn guy for 20 years at least, and he does great work, and he's kind and friendly, and never had a bad word to say about him. He put the wrong thing on the lawn this spring, and he basically killed off our lawn in front of the house. He reseeded it. It's coming back. It's going to be fine. You know, he's going to reseed it again in the fall. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. I'm sure a lot of people would be very angry about that. And my initial thought was to be very angry about it, but he called us up and said, I can't believe I did this. I've been losing sleep over it. Can you just check and see if your lawn is turning brown? And it was. And he told us the whole story. He was apologetic. You know, people make mistakes. You know, people make mistakes, and such is life. Anyway, the reason I bring this up is the cucumbers were planted right up against the fence that borders that lawn. And they took off, and then they just crashed. And I'm wondering if whatever was on the lawn has seeped over a bit into the cucumber region of that garden bed. So Everything else is doing fantastic, but they just did not didn't want to grow. Well, they wanted to grow, but then they just suddenly died. There was no evidence of any rabbit damage or anything like that. Rabbit damage. I'm at war with the rabbits. I'm so mad about the peppers. Uh, anyway, that's the garden update, and I'm happy. I've had worse seasons, and that's about it. So, I hope you enjoyed this. If you've tried Black Irish Twist, and by the way, this is the one time I really, really wish I didn't have to worry about a copyright hit, because I would have loved to have had Chubby Checkers the Twist playing at the beginning of this. I grew up, my dad was a big fan of 50s music, and he had all of Chubby Checkers albums. I grew up listening to that, and I knew how to do the twist barely before I could walk. I don't know if that's possible, but it seems like that, you know. I stopped doing the twist when I was about 6, so don't think I'm gonna suddenly. If you see me in public, don't ask me to do it. Anyway, I love that song. It brings back so many memories, and I would have loved to have had that as the intro music, but I couldn't do it. But man, Chubby Checker, quite a legend. I think I'm actually getting to the bottom of the bowl now. That's why I'm having trouble. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you've tried Black Irish Twist and you got a different opinion, stick it in the comments. Let other people know what you think. But don't just say it tastes like burning tires, because if you don't like it, that's fine. But if you like it and you want to talk about it a bit, you could just say I don't like it. I'm not saying don't. I'm still your friend if you don't like it, you know. So just say I don't like it. But if you do like it, tell me if you got a similar impression, if you pull out other things. And if you never tried it, try to find an opportunity to give it a shot. Ideally at someone else's expense, because you might not like it. So try to find a friend that's got some and see if they'll give you a bowl or two. All right, folks, with that, I will say have a great Sunday. Be back on Friday with another live stream, and back again next Sunday. Yeah, so have a great Sunday, a fantastic week ahead, and until we speak again, I'll look forward to talking all again very soon. Goodbye now.